It is another day of car hail driving for me. I'm actually almost done with my day. It is the afternoon. So I just want to continue talking a little bit about what I appreciate about passengers. I just want to share today I had a really nice passenger. I wouldn't say nice. He was good. He was an efficient passenger. This guy was from Japan. Where I picked him was at Wanutama. He sent me one message. One message was clear and concise. He said, "Come to Wanutama Old Wing. I'm at Starbucks. Enter the ground floor parking. It is 15 minutes free. I'm waiting outside Starbucks." That is all he said. And I picked him up. Easy. Now, some drivers may consider this like a red carpet service, or a door-to-door service where they really want you to go inside the mall and pick them up. That is fine for me, as long as the passenger is very clear about the directions. Like, situations may be difficult, and you have, as a passenger, you have to think, how can you make it easier for the driver? Like, for example, if it's really crowded, there's a lot of people, how the hell am I supposed to find you? This is where you identify yourself, like maybe say what color what you're wearing. And I'm not trying to be kinky, but yeah, you can just explain like what you're wearing. Like, are you wearing a red top, or like, are you wearing a cap, something like that. I'm not into that kind of stuff, but it makes it a lot easier for me to come and look for you. And then sometimes if you notice that traffic, it's a lot easier if you just cross over to the other side, because there's traffic on this side. That might take me another 5 or 10 minutes just to get to you. All you need to do is just make that little effort of coming to meet us halfway. It's a win-win situation for both of us, as a passenger and a driver. Like I said, communication is always important, from the driver as well as the passenger. It applies both on both sides. Another thing I want to stress out is on if you're not using your credit cards, a lot of you use cash. Please carry small amounts of change with you, and I'm not talking about like coins, stuff like that. We're not a big fan of coins. We don't need coins. Please carry some small change. We don't want to like have to give you big amounts of change. Like if it's you just had like a 5 ringgit or 8 ringgit ride with us, and then you hand us over $100 100 ringgit bill. Personally, I don't know about other drivers, but for me, I try not to carry too much money, depending on how many hours I want to clock for the day. If I'm doing about like 4 hours, I try to bring less than 100 ringgit of change with me, because it's definitely gonna exceed 100 ringgit by the end of the day. We don't want to be in a position where we are carrying big amounts of money just so that we can give you big change, and then end up getting robbed at the end of the day. There have been cases where drivers have been robbed, and that's not something we would like to experience. And we are always thinking about your safety as passengers, where we drop you, and like locking the door, picking places where to drop you where it's safe. I always put that into account whenever I bring in my passengers with me. And please do the same for the drivers, because there are still issues with taxi drivers harassing us part-time or full-time Grab or Uber drivers. We don't want to be in a position where our safety is compromised. So sometimes what you can do is like prepare your money, your change, and if you do know the amount, or try to prepare the money before we drop you off. Like, we don't know the amount, you can just ask us, how much is it? It's fine. We can just open our app and check, because sometimes the drivers don't even know, but usually we know ahead, because we want to know how much the ride is worth before we pick you up. If you want this service to continue running in the country with no problems, no issues, and you want it to sort of normalize into the culture, then you got to do all these things. Contribute to the car hailing service ethics or etiquettes, and things will work out nicely for both sides, drivers and passengers. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say today. I'm gonna go right now, and I'll see you guys in my next vlog.